Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News starts now.
So have you broken your New Year's resolution yet? We'll tell you what some people in Kern County had to say as we start 2020. It's 5 hours old. It is a challenge meant for the rugged, not for the faint of heart. We'll tell you how you can get involved in this icy annual tradition. You got time. Hey, get your boots and cowboy hats ready. It's almost time to go back to the good old Wild West days in Kernville. And a good morning to you. Thanks for tuning in to 23 ABC News at 5 a.m. I'm Mike Hart, joined by Elena Rusk this morning as we usher in 2020, another decade in the books.
Another decade in the books.
You know what's funny, last night at the Condor Games that we were playing all the old videos from Y2K from 2000, and we're all smiling and laughing, and just that was 20 years ago.
It was 20 years ago. What I'm hoping is that the math gets a little bit easier now that we're in the 20s. I still think the 80s was 20 years ago, not 40 years ago at this point.
Exactly. Nice
Still
look.
old yet?
Wow.
All right, so
Thank you.
Let's talk about the weather on
let's do that.
January 1st. We have a dry weather pattern in place, but we also have a dry cold front sweeping through. So no rain, but some high clouds and some breezes. As a result, there's a wind advisory in effect for the South Mountains. That's the tan. The area of Gold further south, that's a high wind warning. So for us here in Kern County, some wind gusts to about 50 miles an hour possible. Further south, gusts to 60 to 70, even faster. So that's not so good. In the heart of the valley, you see a dense fog advisory is in effect. We have a little bit of fog trying to form up in that gray shading north of McFarland and Delano and over on the west side too, but it's not widespread or dense because we have a little cloud cover and a little bit of a breeze. Slightly better chances of fog for the end of the week. We'll talk more about that coming up, but I wanted to show you mild temperatures on this first day of January. Some low 60s in the heart of the valley this afternoon. Up in the Kern River Valley, 56, Tehachapi 48, Fraser Park briefly at 50, but the winds make it feel colder than that. As for our roadways, passes are open, but watch for that falling visibility west of the 5.
We are following some breaking news from earlier this evening. The Bakersfield Police Department looking for a driver involved in a deadly hit and run just after midnight. 23 ABC's Amani Stevens joining us from the scene with an update this morning from Bakersfield Police. Amani?
Good morning, Mike. This incident happened just after 1 o'clock this morning right here on Parker Avenue and Oriole Street. I'm going to step out of the scene, but this is not an active scene right now, but just a little bit over my shoulder, there was some bandage, it looks like a bandage, and some debris. We're not sure exactly if that's related to the pedestrian that this incident occurred just shortly after this morning, but according to BPD, they say this hit and run, the car left the scene, and the car is possibly a Dodge Challenger or Charger with two-tone paint, black and gray, and it's also unknown whether drugs or alcohol played a factor. But again, this incident happened just after 1 o'clock this morning as we rang in the new year right here on Parker Avenue and Oriole Street. And if you have any information, BPD asks that you call them at 327-7111. But that's all the information that we know as of now. You can also head to our website for more information. And again, if you have any information regarding this incident, you are asked to call BPD. But for now, reporting live in Southwest Bakersfield, I'm Imani Stevens, 23 ABC News, connecting you.
All right, Amani, thank you. Switching gears now, this morning, many people are making resolutions they hope to stick to in the new year. 23 ABC's Daniela Garrido joining us in studio with more on what some people are putting on that annual list. Daniela?
That's right. We hear it every year, new me, and whether it is health, finance, or everyday habits, many people are coming into this new year with hopes of a new and improved version of themselves.
So we got big goals and we're making things happen in 2020.
David Medina is a Bakersfield local who sticks to his New Year's resolutions.
Being passionate, having patience and faith, and just believing in myself, basically.
He is one of the locals we caught up with last year.
D-Loc, here I am.
And he says the past 365 days have been life-changing.
I've lost about 100 pounds since the last time you guys seen me, so I'm hoping to get down to another 80 pounds lost.
Like him, there are many putting health at the top of their resolutions list this year.
Just staying as healthy as I can, not only for myself, but for my family. And that's about it.
Take better care of my health. Do things better in everything, in every aspect of my life this year.
And for others, it might be changing an everyday habit.
To be more electronically organized. I'm tired of paper, and I'm going to do my best to keep things electronically organized.
Or even changing their career.
Well, I think I'm going to retire this new year. Probably January, February. but I may not.
But whether you stick to your resolution or not, there's no doubt the new year can be inspiring.
Something inspirational to other people. Always treat others as you would want them to treat you.
So if you have a resolution and you're looking to stick to it, the American Psychological Association says sharing your resolutions with others is the best way to keep you accountable. In studio, Daniela Garrido, 23 ABC News, connecting you.
It was a celebration of life for many moms and dads in Kern County overnight. 3 Bakersfield babies were born in the new year. 2 babies born this morning at Memorial Hospital, one of them just 2 seconds after midnight, the other at 1:03 a.m. Kern Medical says they also welcome the newborn right at the stroke of the new year. Congratulations to all those moms and dads. Meantime, the Bakersfield Condors celebrated the new year with a special party a little bit early at Mechanics Bank Arena. The Condors taking on Ontario on the home ice to close out 2019. The Reign had an early 2-0 lead, but the Condors were able to slice into that in the second period, tying things up at 2. Ontario would take the lead back, but the Condors answered right back with a goal off the face-off here. Joe Gambardella right there with the quick shot. But the game goes into overtime, and unfortunately the Condors did lose 4-3. They did pick up a point in the standings for going to overtime. The next game is at San Diego on Friday. They're not back home again until January 11th. What better way to start the new year than with an adrenaline rush? No, this doesn't require you to race down the side of a mountain, even dive out of a plane. Just take a dip. That's all. It's the polar bear plunge. Yeah. It's at McMurtry Aquatic on Q Street this morning downtown. And if you don't know about the Polar Bear Club, that's where people celebrate by jumping into frigid, icy waters. During the plunge, you can choose to go down the water slide or jump in the pool. If you jump in the pool, you have to swim 25 yards. And actually, that helps you to warm up when you swim in the cold water. Afterwards, you can hop out and enjoy some hot chocolate. Everyone's welcome to come out and watch. If you'd like to jump in, you have to be at least 7 years old. Tickets are $5. It begins at 11 o'clock this morning. A local donor family will soon be recognized during the 2020 Rose Parade in honor of an 8-year-old who passed away from a brain tumor. Each year, JJ's Legacy and Dignity Health honor the gift of life in our community through the Legacy of Human Kindness Award. Last month, the family of Nathan Nicholas Street was recognized as the recipient. Nathan was 7 when he was diagnosed with a tumor that began in his brainstem, and despite all efforts, he passed away at the age of 8 following a 13-month battle. His parents chose to donate that tumor tissue to research where a live cell line was established, and doctors say the cell line has now been shared worldwide. The family will be honored on the Donate Life Florograph float during the Rose Parade today. The theme of the parade for 2020 is the power of hope. And a reminder today that some local resources around the county will be closed for the New Year holiday. All recycling and sanitary landfills, special waste facilities, and transfer stations will be closed. All disposal sites will return to normal after the holidays, that is tomorrow. County offices will be closed today as well. Time to grab that partner, at least think who your partner is going to be. It's time for the Rivertown Hoedown. That's this year's theme for Friday's annual kickoff dinner as Whiskey Flat Days returns to Kernville. The event's a big countdown for the Whiskey Flat Day mayoral race, where the candidates try to earn your votes or buy them. Whiskey Flat Days helps to raise money that goes towards Kernville community events and projects. The dinner is set for Friday, starting at 6 o'clock at Ewing's on the Kern in Kernville. Tickets are $32 each. Just go to our website, turn223.com to get yours. And the CHP is still reminding you, even though the New Year's has come and gone, New Year's Eve, to buckle up and avoid distractions while driving. For this New Year's Day, the maximum enforcement period will continue until 11:59 p.m. tonight, or basically midnight. The CHP looking for impaired drivers, but they'll also be on the lookout for any distracted driving, maybe the phone in your hands, trying to text while you drive. They'll be looking for speeders and also seat belt violations. According to CHP data, during the 2018 New Year's enforcement period statewide, at least 25 people were killed and 270 others injured in collisions. All right, let's bring in Elena Rusk right now. Take a look outside as what big pattern is coming. Is that a big cold front coming in?
A cold front, yeah.
Okay,
right
normally it's got a big blue line or something.
Right, and typically I draw, but my system is down right now, and it's New Year's Day, so there's nobody to call and be like, hey, why isn't that working? So I'm just going to show you as we put this loop in. You can see that we had some clouds passing on through. Kicked up a bit of a breeze, which stopped any widespread fog from developing, but we are getting some patches in the North County and over on the west side. We're pretty calm and quiet with 40 here in Bakersfield, 27 in Tehachapi, 35 in Fraser Park, 33 in Rosamond. Look at that freezing mark for Cal City and China Lake. Now we're going to have a dry cold front also sweeping through later today. So we briefly get to 60 here in Bakersfield. There's a dense fog advisory in effect until 10 a.m., but it's not widespread dense fog. It's just some patches of the dense stuff. Maybe McFarland and west side of the valley will see the most of it. Then overnight tonight, 44, calm and clear as we dip, and then heading into tomorrow, 58. That's a little bit cooler than today because that dry cold front sweeps on through. There's another chance for morning fog, but the fog chances actually get better to end the week, and then we get warmer this weekend. Show you that in the extended forecast coming up.
Still to come here on 23 ABC News at 5, the U.S. Embassy on lockdown after it was stormed by Iraqi protesters in Baghdad. Find out how hundreds of additional troops are now on their way to protect the Americans on the ground. 5/11. We still have a lot to do on this first day of 2020. You're watching 23 ABC.